Back when you started your business, you were doing everything yourself. And that included all the financial aspects of running a business. And back then it was probably fine. Back when you're making very little money and you're really grinding out a start to something that's long-term and great, you're probably going to end up doing everything that you can in order to save a little bit of money. But over time, as you start to make more money, as things start to get more complex, that's probably not the most appropriate thing to be doing with your time. So here are 5 questions to ask yourself to find out if you still should be DIYing your own finances or if you should start looking at building some sort of financial team. The first question is, how much is your time worth? You need to calculate how much you're working, how much you're making, and then at the end of the day, how much each hour of your time is actually worth. The reason this is important is because if you're spending hours of your time doing financial projects, whether that's personal or for the business, that's time that you're not spending on your business when you could be growing, reaching out to people, working on your product or whatever it is. Once you cross a certain threshold, it will actually cost you money to spend time on the financial aspects of your business, more so than it would to spend time on things like product development, marketing, sales, things of that nature. The second question is if you feel it's being done 100% correctly. Now, the reason that 100% correct number is important is because when you first started, 75%, 70%, even 60% correct is probably okay. Small mistakes are probably not going to cost you more than $100 when you're first starting out. And maybe $100 is a lot back then. But now, if you're starting to make more money, small mistakes can start to cost you in the range of thousands to $10,000s of dollars. So making sure that every dot and tittle is being done correctly is really important. Making sure that your bookkeeping is all being done correctly, that your transactions are being categorized correctly, making sure that all of your tax deductions are very clearly laid out for you, making sure your investments are in the right place, making sure your investments are under the right tax structure, making sure your business is under the right tax structure. All of those decisions need to be correct, or else you're going to be either leaving a lot of money on the table or flat out spending a lot of money that you don't need to be. The third question is whether you are acting reactionary or if you are planning ahead with your finances. If you are planning ahead, it means you know what retirement looks like, how you need to get there, what your end of business life looks like. Are you selling it? Are you transferring it to somebody else? How much money you're going to need in order for that to happen? What your general projections of your business might be? And not only that, making plans around all of those statistics and numbers. If you're a reactionary, things are happening and you're just spending money in order to stop the leaking, rather than spending your money in ways to actually build and grow both the business you have, but also the rest of your life. And that ties in with the fourth question, which is, are you in touch with your business numbers? Do you know your month-to-month gross profit? Do you know your month-to-month net profit? Do you know your month-to-month expenses? Do you know all of these numbers? And can you access them quickly? If you can't access these things quickly, it's going to be hard to make any sort of plans around them. Knowing your financial numbers is actually one of the biggest steps in order to making good financial decisions. Not only does that apply to business, that also just applies to personal finance in general. If someone doesn't know their income, it's going to be hard for them to know how much they need to save, how much they need to spend. If you don't know those business numbers, it's going to be hard to know what can be improved, what needs to be invested in, and where is going to be the best place to put your money. Number 5, are the actions that you're taking consistent with the plan that you have? So if all of the other things are in good order, you should have some kind of idea what you should be doing and what it would look like long term. So then the question is, are you confident that the actions you're taking are actually consistent with that? Are you going to see a return on those things? That's step 5. Now, we've gotten to the end of these 5 questions. If the answer to 3 of those questions is either I don't know, or I'm not prepared, or I'm not confident, then it means that it's probably time to look at building some sort of financial team. Now, this doesn't mean you need to go all gung-ho at once. You don't need to outsource every single aspect of your finances all at once. But it might look like outsourcing bookkeeping at first. That's a major time suck. Bookkeeping takes a lot of time, and if I had to guess, you probably did not get a college degree in bookkeeping. Therefore, it's probably one of the best places to invest your money to clear up your time. After bookkeeping, there's a number of other places that you could start to delegate. Things like your investments, things like taxes, obviously, things like overall strategy. These are all things that people will do for you, and a lot of people will do very well. Just like with everything in your business, Finding people who are experts in one field and then paying them is sometimes more profitable than doing everything yourself if you have the money to spend. When you first started, you probably didn't hire a bunch of employees. You might have been doing everything yourself. But as things grow, you hire people in order to take time off of your hands in order to increase the production that you can do. Well, the same thing applies to your business finances. When you first started, you were doing everything yourself, but as things grow, you're going to be able to be more efficient, and it's going to cost you less money overall if you're able to outsource some of those jobs. If you are looking at outsourcing some of those things, please check the link in the description. We have a free 30-minute meeting where we'll go over some of the strategies that you can take and some of the ways that you can start to clear up your own plate and be more efficient with your business finances.